It's pretty safe to say that the Houston Rockets currently don't have the best brand of basketball. They're a young team that's clearly focused on developing their young players and rebuilding for the future. And a big piece of that rebuild is second-year guard Jalen Green, who was the second overall pick in the 2021 draft and who no doubt has a ton of talent. But in this video, we're going to break down his entire game to see just how good he currently is and what he needs to improve on in the years to come. Now with Jalen's game, he's just a flat out scorer. If you've watched any Rocket games this year, you for sure know that he's got the ultimate green light, and he's just going out there and trying to get buckets. Right now the best part of Jalen's game is easily his athletic ability. Besides Ja Morant, I don't think there's another guard who can get off the floor like Green can. Whether he's jumping off 1 or 2 feet, Jalen can elevate like a pogo stick. And what's really impressive is how quickly Jalen can generate his power. Watch him turn the corner on the screen, and he just needs a little bit of space to load up on 2 and punch it on the weak side's head. And that ability to quickly get off the floor puts a ton of pressure on the weak side help. If there's any miscommunication off the ball, or you're late to rotate over, you're going to make it on House of Highlights. When Jalen's attacking and finishing in traffic, he still heavily depends on his physical gifts. Green has really good coordination and body control once he leaves the floor. On this transition play, he's going to again rise up on 2. He's able to absorb the bump, then bring the ball under and up for a scoop layup. In the half court, one of Jalen's go-to finishes is jumping early off his ball side foot, which allows him to break his timing and elevate before anyone can meet him. Notice on this play how he gathers off his right foot, then jumps off his left, which allows him to get off the floor before the big and get into another acrobatic layup. Jalen has also added some fluidity into his finishing bag, being able to use his strides to create different scoring angles. On this play, watch how he attacks to his right, then euros across the paint to score on the other side of the rim. I love this finish here, where he's able to beat his man off the dribble and extend with his inside hand, while using his body as a shield. However, while Green is clearly one of the most explosive guards in the league, and his skill around the rim is developing nicely, he's currently not a good finisher around the basket. For this year, Jalen is shooting 51% at the rim, and the league average is 68%. Now when we look closer at the film, there's for sure some things Jalen needs to improve. The first is simply his decision making, of reading when and where it's good to attack. Take this play for example. Green's going to get this outlet, and notice how he races the ball up and gets in front of all his teammates. Then he attacks 1-on-4 against the Nets defense. You'll see a similar play here, where Jalen pushes the ball and recklessly attacks into a crowd. While Jalen does have an elite leaping ability, I think he relies on it a little bit too much. There's times he settles with just trying to outjump people instead of playing with pace and using his body. On this play, he's attacking downhill against Jaren Jackson, who's one of the best rim protectors in the NBA, and you'll see how he just explodes to his left and takes a wide angle for a predictable 1-foot finish. Now compare that play to this one with Zach LaVine, who's another explosive player. And notice how instead of going out wide, he attacks into Jackson's body and is able to carve out an angle to finish. But I do think a lot of this comes with experience, and as time goes by, Jalen will for sure develop more of this into his game. And like we went over, I do think his skill around the rim is developing nicely. So let's move on to Green's outside scoring, and this is something I think Rocket fans should be really excited about. When we look back at other freakish athletic guards, guys like Derrick Rose, Russell Westbrook, or even Ja Morant today, they've never been consistent or reliable outside shooters. But I don't think that's going to be the case for Jalen. His shooting percentages at the moment are nothing to write home about, shooting under 40% from the mid-range and just over 33% from 3. But I think he has the foundation and mechanics in his shot to bring those percentages up as the years go by. Jalen has really good lift into his jumper, and his timing from his load up to his set point is also solid. Watch how he releases the ball on the way up, as he gets full extension from his knees and hips. Now according to Synergy, a vast majority of Green's jumpers are coming off the dribble, and because of the elevation he gets into his shot, he can pretty much generate looks for himself at will. At the moment, I don't think Jalen has the most advanced game off the dribble. On these clips, you'll notice how he's not creating a lot of separation off the bounce, and he really leans on just getting to spots and elevating over the defense. Now Green does have some good moves in his bag, and he also has great body control, being able to stabilize himself while he's stepping back from a variety of angles. But for the most part, I don't like the quality of shots he's creating off the bounce. Again, most of the jumpers he's creating are contested and off balance, and I think this is the biggest reason why Green's percentages are so low. It really doesn't matter how good a player is at hitting difficult shots. If a majority of their looks are off the dribble and heavily contested, that's really going to hurt their efficiency. Now in general, I would like to see Green generate more catch and shoot threes. For this year, he's shooting 37% on all his jumpers off the catch, and for the most part, the quality of these shots is much higher compared to dribble pull-ups, normally being both open and in rhythm. Plus, I think Jalen has the physical talent to be a really good shooter off of movement, being able to explode to his spot and use his body control to stabilize himself for a balanced jumper. I also think Green has really good footwork when he's moving to spots. On this play, watch how Green is moving horizontal towards the sideline, and he breaks his momentum, planting his right. Then as the ball hits his hands, he flows into a left-right jumper. While all these skills that Jalen has are great, an issue is that he doesn't create a lot of catch and shoot jumpers for himself. For all of Green's perimeter shots, less than 33% of them come off the catch. And again, that's why I think his shooting percentages are so low, because his shot diet mostly consists of tough contested pull-ups. Off the ball, Green is not an active mover, with little to no screening, cutting, or even spacing out when his teammates have the ball. Now to be fair, I don't think this is Green's fault. It's more of an issue of how Houston plays. It's commonly just one guy playing hero ball while the other four watch. And for a young team, I don't understand why the Rockets are playing like this. When we look at the best offenses in the NBA, teams like Sacramento, Denver, Boston, or Golden State, their play style is geared towards player and ball movement. And if you're trying to develop a young team, I think teaching them how to pass, screen, cut, and move off the ball is a really important element to that. But that's a conversation for another day. So let's move on to Jalen's playmaking. And obviously for a second year guard, he's going to be lacking in certain areas. But I do think Green has a pretty good basketball feel. He's willing to make the simple play, and he's already starting to get comfortable hitting the roll man and pick and roll. Because Green is a major downhill scoring threat, he's going to command a lot of attention from the defense, which is going to open up plenty of easy playmaking opportunities. But like I said, he's still a second year guard, and there are some things he's missing right now. First is just simple decision making. There's times he misses reads and forces passes that aren't there. Like on this play, watch him come off the screen and you'll see how he has a pretty clear pocket pass to the roll man, but he stops and misses it, then tries to deliver it when it's way too late, leading to the easy steal. And there's times Green sees the right read, but he lacks the passing skill to deliver it. Like here, I like the initial read of hitting the roller, but he throws a difficult chest pass that's really hard to handle in tight spaces. On this play, I like how Green gets into the deep paint, but he completely telegraphs his pass to the corner. From here, I would love to see him use his eyes to manipulate the defense and spray it out to one of these players instead. So overall, I think Jalen Green is a really talented player and scorer. He's got the athletic ability and skill to overwhelm defenses at the rim, and he's already a really advanced shot creator on the perimeter. I think his playmaking will for sure improve with more experience, but I would like to see him become more active playing off the ball next year, which I think will improve his efficiency and really improve the Rockets' offense as a whole. If you enjoyed the video, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments who the kids should break down next. The kids here.